Once upon a time, a ship was stranded in a sea storm. The ship was wrecked and all of the passengers drowned in the water except for one guy who somehow escaped and made it to the sea's coast. When he recovered consciousness and opened his eyes, he found himself on a deserted island. As soon as the guy awoke, he began pleading to God, saying, "Oh God, please assist me. Please provide me with some assistance." Days passed, but no one came to his aid. He slept on the beach every night. When he awoke the next day, he prayed to God again, but no relief came. After a few days, he had completely given up on the prospect of living on a deserted island. He began to gather wood and grass in order to construct a home for himself. He gathered items from the wrecked ship and stored them in the hut. On the island, he began to survive by eating coconut and fish. He started spending his days at the hut. He built a fire and went in quest of food one day. When he returned, he saw that his hut had caught fire. He was depressed since his sole refuge had been destroyed. In a rage, he raised his head to the sky and began pleading with God, saying, "Oh God, I told you to send me some help, but you did not listen to my prayer. You also torched the cottage I had built here to live in. You are quite harsh." He was extremely dissatisfied and kept whining to God till late at night. Then he dozed off on the beach. An extremely loud noise woke him up in the morning. When he opened his eyes, he saw a ship approaching the shore. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. He was overjoyed that aid had finally arrived. He boarded the ship and the ship set sail. After boarding the ship, the guy said to the captain, "How did you know I was stranded here on this deserted island?" "We saw a far signal sent by you coming from the island. We understood that there is someone on the island, that's why we came here," the captain said. "But I didn't transmit any fire signals," claimed the man. "But we came here just after seeing the fire signal," stated the captain. The man then remembered his burning cabin. He realized the fire signal the captain was referring to was his burning hut. He realized that setting fire to his cabin was God's plan to get him off the isolated island. He realized that God's purpose was larger than his own, and began to appreciate God. When we look at our life, we will notice that we plan a lot, yet what we desire does not happen, and what occurs is not of our choosing. With our limited intellect, we continually strive to grasp what is going on in our lives. When we face adversity, our trust begins to fail, our patience begins to fray, our hope begins to vanish, and we begin to grumble to God. In such cases, one should endeavor to avoid difficulties by being faithful to God. God has a purpose and a plan for each and every one of us in a world of over 7 billion people. We must continue our efforts while maintaining confidence in the Almighty, never losing sight of the reality that our efforts combined with God's graces may get us out of any situation. So if you feel like your plan is failing and everything is going against your wants, remember that God may have a different plan for you, and His plan is always greater, braver, and better than your plan for yourself.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.